Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
We're learning new details about the man police say was driving a Cybertruck that exploded on New Year's Day. Thank you so much for joining us on 7 at 7 tonight. I'm Cynthia Puga, filling in for Lena Bleetz. We begin with Vegas Nation, brought to you by Station Casinos STN Sports. Download the app today. The Raiders firing head coach Antonio Pierce after his first full season at the position. Heidi Fang and Vinny Bonsignor have the latest.
Thanks, Cynthia. The Raiders have parted ways with Antonio Pierce after a disappointing 4-13 record this season. A great motivator to the team who rallied behind him. My question to our beat writer Vinny Bonsignor is, who may be out there to replace him?
Tom Brady's going to have a big say in who this next head coach is. He's the Raiders' new minority owner, so keep that in mind. Mike Vrabel, his former teammate with the New England Patriots, the former Tennessee Titans head coach, will certainly be a person of interest. Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But also keep the name in mind, Pete Carroll, the former Seattle Seahawks coach. He would bring instant respectability, instant asset on the coaching sideline. So that is a name to absolutely consider.
Moving on to your top stories, we have new information on the driver who exploded a Cybertruck outside the Trump International Hotel. Police say Matthew Livelsberger used ChatGPT to plan the blast and left behind a 6-page manifesto in his phone.
So ultimately, you'll see that he looks at trying to figure out the amount of explosives needed in order to conduct the explosion he was looking to cause.
Sheriff Kevin McMahill said the use of ChatGPT was a concerning moment. Police said Livelsberger wrote that he had no intention of taking out anyone but himself, along with new additional details.
He also says that he has graphic encounters from his military experience that replay in his head over and over. This is important not only because it points out the suicidal component, but it also talks about the mental health that he was dealing with, mental health issues that he was dealing with.
Authorities are still trying to answer several questions, including why he chose Trump International as the site of the explosion. Authorities say 17-year-old Jenalea Hinn died by suicide. The teen was reported missing in Henderson on December 30th. Authorities say her body was found by a hiker on Sunday. If you are thinking about suicide or are worried about a friend or loved one, help is always available 24/7 by calling or texting 988. And 4 new CCSD trustees are sworn into office. More than half of the school's board voting members, including the former president, were officially replaced on Monday. The new board will be tasked with selecting a new superintendent for the country's 5th largest school district. In your weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. A breezy Tuesday night and Wednesday ahead. The high wind warning that was in place was dropped, but a wind advisory remains in effect for the Las Vegas Valley until Wednesday at 4 p.m. We can expect winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 55 miles per hour. Tonight we'll be seeing mostly clear skies, temperatures in the mid to low 50s, dipping into the 40s by 1 a.m. with an overnight low of 43 degrees. Expect highs in the low 60s through Thursday, the upper 50s Friday and Saturday, and back to the 50s for the end of the weekend. In Health, brought to you by Centerwell Senior Primary Care. Discover primary care focused on you. The state of Nevada filed a lawsuit accusing the grocery giant Kroger of flooding the state with opioids. The lawsuit filed Monday by Attorney General Aaron Ford alleges that Kroger, parent company of Smith's, contributed to the opioid crisis by knowingly distributing and dispensing far greater quantities of prescription opioids than could be necessary for legitimate medical uses. Ford's office and Kroger did not immediately return messages seeking comment.
Sports sponsored by PT's Taverns. With over 65 locations, there's a PT's near you. Visit ptstaverns.com. The Bishop Gorman Gales basketball program's topping the rankings through Sunday for both boys and girls hoops. The boys team leading the Class 5A rankings comfortably with a record of 12-3. Coronado is next at 4-9, with Liberty close behind in third with a record of 5-6. On the girls' side, Gorman leads 5A sitting at 7-4. Democracy Prep is in second with a record of 10-2, and Centennial sits in third with a record of 7-2. The girls' Gales team beat Faith Lutheran 66-36 on Monday night.
In business news, brought to you by GBank, your best banking experience ever. A well-known eatery in Las Vegas is under new management and is promising to bring back some fan-favorite recipes. Farm Basket has been acquired by developer Jay Dapper, along with the owners of the Great Greek locations in southern Nevada. The new owners say they plan to bring back original recipes, such as the restaurant's famous orange rolls, along with elevated customer service and additional menu items. All three Farm Basket locations will now operate 7 days a week from 10:30 a.m. until 9 p.m.
Sports betting brought to you by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. We're approaching the midway point of the NHL season as the trek for the Lord Stanley's Cup continues. BetMGM has Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers as a plus 600 favorites to hoist the Cup in June. The Carolina Hurricanes sit as a plus 800 second choice to win the Stanley Cup. Alexander Barkov and his Florida Panthers are tied with the Hurricanes at plus 800 to go back-to-back as Cup champions. And the Vegas Golden Knights currently sit at plus 1,000 to win their second Stanley Cup in 3 years. The VGK sit first in the NHL, a point ahead of the Washington Capitals.
Moving on to lifestyle news, a local Title I high school received funds for new equipment and a visit from the Raiders. Our Review Journal's Anaya Collins takes us to the school.
A big surprise for Clark High School students, made possible by Team Chevrolet, the Raiders, and the RJ. A day they will never forget.
The memories they're going to have today with these gentlemen is just fantastic. I'm glad we could provide that.
It's all part of the program Kicking for a Cause. The Raiders players put on a clinic and the school received a generous donation of $10,000 from Team Chevrolet.
This generous donation is going to allow us to provide more opportunities for our students to participate in and hopefully make a huge impact on their life.
After the presentation, football players got to take the field with the pros to work on kicking and punting with Raiders AJ Cole and Daniel Carlson.
It was a really exciting event for us to come do, and getting to work with the kids on the field was definitely my favorite part. That was a real treat.
I have a little fun with it. I give them a little insight onto our lives of what it's like being a professional athlete.
At the end of the day, it's community coming together to help these kids run into the future.
Now for entertainment, sponsored by Arizona Charlie's, has live entertainment every weekend at both locations. Go to ArizonaCharlies.com to see who's playing. Wednesday would have been Elvis Presley's 90th birthday, and Las Vegas is celebrating. LVRJ entertainment columnist John Katsalamides has more details.
Elvis Presley's turning 90 in Las Vegas, and of course the city's celebrating. We have a 10 a.m. Wednesday champagne toast at the Westgate, Las Vegas, where Elvis performed in that theater for 7 years. We have Notoriety Live hosting Spirit of the King on Wednesday. Harry Shahoin and Kelly Clinton Holmes are at the Composer's Room at the Commercial Center. All Shook Up continues to run at Alexis Park, and we are still waiting for Big Elvis himself, Pete Valley, to return to the stage after health problems. But suffice to say, Elvis is alive and well in Las Vegas.
That's been your 7 at 7 p.m. local news update. You can watch us Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. You can also search Review Journal to follow us on your favorite streaming platforms.
This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.